It's a tiny mistake that quietly ruins new businesses before they've even started. You talk to someone who sounds interested and then you don't follow up. And you tell yourself, no one's interested, no one's buying. People don't buy when they're convinced. They buy when it's easy, when it's timely, when they feel safe. Most customers need a few touch points, not pressure, just mind. I'm not talking about being spammy. I mean a simple follow-up system that's pre-designed, which feels human and professional. So if someone says, that sounds good, that's not a sale, that is a signal. Your job is to capture it. So keep a list, person's name, what they want. So think about that one person, one problem and your solution, how that fits in, when to follow up, and what your next step is. If it's living in your head, then it's not a system. So the trick is to pre-build the system so that you're not stressing out about it. So think of the first 3 messages that you could send this person, for example. So message 1 might be, lovely to speak to you earlier. Now you'd send this on the same day. So you say, lovely to speak to you earlier, just to confirm you were interested in looking for whatever the outcome is. Let's say a meal plan, a weekly meal. If you'd like, I can send over the simple price options and the price. And then depending on that reply or no reply, message 2, you'd follow up about 3 days later and you say, just a quick one, hope you're okay. Do you want me to hold a slot for you or would next week be better? So you're given those 2 options. Do you want to hold it now or prefer to hold it next week? And then you follow up 7 days later with no rush at all. Shall I close this off? And you can come back to me when the timing's right. So then you are getting some element of closure, but then you'd probably put it in your cold list to contact maybe in 3 to 6 months' time, depending on what your offer is. Now, ideally, I would develop between 5 and 11 touch points. So you have those. Within marketing terms, you'd have between 5 and 11 touch points before someone buys. So it's worth building that out to suit your product or your service to consider. So it's pre-prepared and it's less stressful for you to then contact and follow up. So if you want to make sales, if you want more sales, then you reduce the friction. So you have one clear offer. You have one price, or you have 2 options if you want to do a reduced price. You have one link to book, pay, and you reply. So keep it consistent, keep that relationship. Customers are about building a relationship. So keep the offer clear, make sure there's a clear next step, both for you and for the customer. So not every no is actually a no. It might be a not now. It might be, I haven't got time right now to even think about this. So follow up and pestering, it's about providing a service. So if you really, truly believe your offer helps people, you're allowed to remind people that it exists. Think about developing a routine. So every Friday, spend 20 minutes doing follow-ups. That's it. It's boring. It works. So do your Friday follow-up, just 20 minutes once a week. Now, talk about some common mistakes that you absolutely must avoid. The number one thing is apologising in every message. There's no reason to apologise. Why are you apologising for your amazing business, your amazing service, your amazing products? Do not apologise. Long paragraphs are really difficult. Remember, we're always making it easy for the customer. So keep it short, keep it snappy, keep it interesting, but also keep it personable and professional. So if you're just checking in, one of your messages is, I'm just checking in, but with no detail, there's no clear next step, then that's confusing for the client and actually you won't get any kind of outcome. So be specific. Why are you checking in? What do you have? Remember, people get bombarded and then one thing you absolutely must avoid is when you meet the person, the discussion, or however you've been contacted or contacted the potential customer, you disappear after one message because you're busy doing everything else. You don't do your Friday follow-ups, and you just, after 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, contact is gone. That contact is potentially a sale, and you should respect it as such. So don't just disappear after one message. It's about building that relationship. So remember to track the level of interest. So follow up 3 times politely. Make sure you have the system pre-prepared. Make the next step easy. That's how you start a business and you start getting paid. Let me know how you get on with your follow-up Friday, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening.